Are we up? I believe we are ready. Let's have a look. Cones are closer. Somebody has jiggled them during the night. They're closer. Cones are closer. Good morning, guys. Monday morning. Last day of the week for me. First day of the week for many of you, I guess. Whatever. You know what we're doing here? Working away on our cats little by little by little. This has become the new octopus. Okay, let's have a go at this. 8 o'clock. There's going to be, I think, not many distractions this morning. Just steady work on this. Because it's Monday morning, we should be joined by Sidekick Cameron somewhere around halfway along. As for show and tell, I don't have a specific show and tell today. We had a wonderful one the other day. Maybe if some of you didn't see that, we could take another look at it because it's still sitting on my desk by me right here. But there's nothing else new that's coming over the weekend. We did get a batch of prints yesterday, actually, from auctions, but they went straight into stock. The girls had nothing to do in the afternoon, so they packaged them and got them into the inventory. Okay, let's get going on this. Earthquake coming in this minute. We're going around the back side of the mountains here today. Let's get focus set. Where are we? Who's here today? The usual suspects. It's quite an active weekend for us. I talked before, over the last couple of weeks I've said it's really quiet. It's quiet. It's sort of a semi-slump for us. It was, of course. The first week or first 2 weeks of December are always very quiet. Very few people are traveling. Of course, that's perhaps true all around the world. People travel in autumn, the big autumn tourist season. And then, of course, at year-end, Christmas, New Year, there's lots of traveling going on. There's not many people, certainly around here, not many people show up December the 10th and dates like this. So we've been very, very quiet. We got a lot of back work done. We've got a lot of extra packaging for the flea market, some maintenance in the shop. But now that's pretty much come to an end. This last weekend was extremely, extremely busy in the shop. Fans, print parties, just general tourists. Sales are up, visits are up, noise is up, aggravation is up. There were some good people, some fans, It's so much fun to YouTube people when they come in. There's some people pretty cool with it, and some people sort of. And there was one young man. He was really nice, really, really pleasant young man. But a bit sort of shy. And the first thing he said was, "Oh my God, I'm so starstruck." You have to giggle at this, just relax, make him feel at home, and be friendly. It's fun. It's fun. Okay, let's get this mountain up here above the cat. Let's delimit the edge of it. Work for the past couple of days for me, the off time after I shut the shop last night. After the girls leave at about 5:30 or so, normal hours. Dave hangs around in the shop till at least 7, sometimes later, 8 or 9. Because the evenings are busy, foreigners out there have nothing to do in the evening, so once they wander back after their dinner, they've got nothing to do. It's a real problem in Tokyo. Anyway, so I got out of here last night around about 8 o'clock or so. Went and sat in a restaurant, had my dinner, and took my computer with me, and I spent the next 2 hours. I shut the place down. It's a regular place I go, they know me, so it's okay. I just sat there with one beer for a couple of hours. I'm working on the chart of accounts for the company. It's just something I did not want to be spending time on right now. But we have now, the deadline is the end of the year. The new company is up and running as of sales and revenue and receipts and stuff on January 1st. Now I've got to get this chart of accounts ready so the bookkeeping can know what to do. I could have been working on it for the past few months if I'd thought far enough in advance, but I didn't. And now we're up against it. I've got a week left, 2 weeks left. Learning a whole new vocabulary. Accumulated depreciation. We're thinking about those prints we got. Yesterday in the shop we were showing that package of prints that arrived. And none of us can figure out where they came from, who made them, what they are, what era they are. That's one of the most puzzling batches of prints we've ever received here. It's a bit anomalous. The quality of the prints is clearly older, well pre-war. But the paper they're mounted in looks newer, and it really doesn't make any sense. quiet this morning, isn't it? You guys are quiet? I'm quiet. Let's get some work done here. Look at this, no chat. Everybody's gone to sleep. What is it? It's Monday, Sunday evening over there, is it? For most of you guys, Sunday night. Okay. My email too, the email and the orders now, it's going very, very quiet. Our online business, of course, now that it's too late for people to get Christmas gifts from us, the online shop has gone very, very, very quiet. So even though we were busy here in Sussex on the weekend, the online part of our business has suddenly gone very quiet. So it's very cool for us the way things flow, ebb and flow back and forth. So 2 weeks ago the shop was Death Valley and online was buzzing because people were getting their last minute Christmas shopping done. And now it's the other way around. The shop is woken up again and the online has gone quiet. So it's always up and down for us. Okay, I think I'm going to sharpen up here. It's a little bit missing at the top of the knife, and for these trees I'm going to need sharpening. So let's sharpen up. It's not because it's broken, it's just because it needs sharpening. I see a message here. What's this? Will the streaming schedule change over the coming Christmas week? I hadn't really thought about that. Christmas here is nothing to us. It's just a normal day. What's today, 23rd? Christmas is Wednesday. It's a normal day for us. We're just having a normal shop day. So no, this week it won't change, but the week later, around the New Year's, it will change. What's the deal? 31st is a Tuesday, so the 30th, these are my dates. 30th for me would be a normal stream, 29th for people overseas. That'll be normal. Then I would guess the next stream that week will be missing. I don't know the calendar here. The first is a, no, 31st is Tuesday? No, the first, 31st is Tuesday, can I don't remember what day it is, anyway. We're completely closing here 1, 2, and 3. So that time, I guess there will be no stream. So there'll be one stream missing, the Thursday stream for me, Wednesday night for you guys. That'll be missing next week, not this week. I guess I should post about it. I'll think about it with Cameron, work it out, and we'll post it on the Twitch page or on the splash image for the channel. But Christmas itself, it's nothing here in Japan. It's just like a little holiday thing, but not in banks are open, post offices open, everything. Christmas Day is a normal business day in Japan. First is Tuesday, right? Okay, so Tuesday is not a streaming day, right? Monday's a streaming. So the 30th, again, Japan time, the 30th, there will be a normal stream. 1 week from today. Then Tuesday, there's never a stream. Wednesday, Thursday that week, I think we'll be off because Thursday that week, Tuesday is 31st, so Wednesday, Thursday, that'll be the 2nd. So absolutely, there will be one stream missing it. Thursday the 2nd, January time. If I had a production crew here helping me, we could do a New Year's special, take the camera out and go to Sensoji Temple or something, but I have got to sit here and get some work done. I can't take on that kind of a project. That would be really, really cool. Our live Twitch stream would go outside to the temple. Now don't let me think about that because I can't do it. Well, unfortunately, I can't take a bath during the new year. There's no bath here anymore. We have no bath in the building. I have my shower here upstairs. Jed knows about the shower, right, Jed? Jed has stories to tell about the shower. We have no bath here, and the local public bath is gone. It's closed. They're turning it into, I think it's a hotel, or maybe it's just an apartment building. I'm not sure. I can't tell yet. There is no bath. I had a bath last week out in Ome. I get like a bath now once a year, whether I need it or not. Okay, I think we're good here. It didn't need much for sharpening. It wasn't broken. Just simply I needed to dress up the tip. It's like an excuse. I have to make an excuse for sharpening now. It wasn't broken, guys. It wasn't broken. Trust me. It wasn't broken. Okay, back to it. Yesterday when I did this, I forgot to zoom in. Let's try and remember to zoom in again this time. Okay, here we go. Yeah, public baths and onsens are two different things. They're confusing two things. They're conflating two things. We're talking about sento and onsen. Onsen, of course, are all over Japan. Most of them out in the countryside or whatever. They're resorts. You go to soak in the bath and look at the mountains and blah, 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 whatever. Sento is the local public bath. And those are disappearing. They're dropping like flies. And they've been dropping like flies ever since I came here. When I first came here back in the 70s and 80s, there was sento everywhere because many, I don't know many or most, whatever, houses still didn't have their own bathtub. But now, of course, and this has been the case for decades now, all houses have their own bathtubs inside, of course. It's a totally modernized country now. But there are still parts of town, and we are one of them right here, where many of the old buildings, this one included, and the whale restaurant across the street, the little lady with the bag across the street, those buildings are still old, and there's no bathtubs inside them. So these people use the public baths. But this is dropping. And the baths are just closing one by one by one. And as it happens now, there is no public bath within walking distance of where I am here. The nearest one is over in Inaricho. It would be about a 15-minute walk, and that's no fun coming back from the bath in winter after 15 minutes. You lose all your heat. And also, that particular bath, the owner there, his policy is 45 degrees. If you don't like it, suck it up. And it's not just me. Lots of Japanese don't like it that hot. 42, 43 is typical for a public bath. And it's okay, it's nice. You get the tingle when you get in, but then you can handle it. And this guy cranks it up to 45. When I first went there, I was shocked. I got in there, and even, not just me, but the locals, they dip in and go, and then get out and get washed. They don't hang out. And I think that's his policy. He doesn't want people hanging around there. So it wasn't just me that was complaining. So anyway, long story short, I have no bath here now. Sento. There is in the local shopping center here, the Rocks department store. Up on top there is a spa. This is kind of an in-town onsen. They're not using natural volcano water, they're just heating up tap water and And to get in there, I think it's 2,700 yen just to get in the door, like $25 to get in the door and have a bath. Once in a while you do the spa thing, blah, 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 blah. But for a daily bath, I'm not going to pay. Nobody can pay $25 for a daily bath. And that's not what it's intended to be. So I have no bath. We do have a nice shower here built by Aoyama-san. We rearranged the toilets and stuff upstairs, and there was a small toilet room in one corner. And we pulled out the toilet and turned it into a shower. Oh, still very quiet today. Cool, cool, cool. Very quiet day. Everybody's out watching Netflix or something else at the same time. I think this is the quietest everybody's been in a long, long time. It's great. Get a chance to get some work done. We'll see what happens when the camera comes on. Maybe more questions and stuff. We'll see. What do I do with the wood chips that are cut away? You mean like this stuff? Well, nowadays it just goes in the garbage here. Back in the old days, I mean, when I was in Ome living by myself, my carving bench, the stuff just went underneath the bench into the hole. I built a raised platform over in Ome, so instead of sitting cross-legged, for the first 10 years or so I did this when I was making the poet series, I sat cross-legged on the floor. But once I bought the house in Ome and moved out there, I built a raised work platform, the same type that we use here upstairs in Saksa. So my legs went down underneath. And that meant there was a hole underneath the bench. So the chips and stuff just went down in there. And I hadn't thought about it in that way, but it turned out it was kind of cool insulation. That was against the north wall of the building. So it was a bit cold for my feet down there. I had insulation in the wall, but it was still the north face of the building. So it was a cold area. But as time went by and the wood chips built up, they made a bed underneath there. My feet would nestle among the wood chips. And it was a lot warmer. So I got in the habit of doing that, leaving them in there. I'd clean them up in the spring because it started to get too messy. And then let it build up during the year. So basically I kept 1 year's supply of wood chips underneath the carving bench. And my feet would, muck around inside them. The downside to that was that if I was wearing socks, the socks would get covered with these wood chips and track them through the rest of the house. So. And partway along, my girlfriend Sadako, she saw this one day and said, "Oh my God, that's cherry wood, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course this is. I'm using mountain cherry for the carving." And she has a big garden in her house, and she knew or had read somewhere or had heard something that ash from burned up residue of cherry wood was something perfect for the garden. It had the right kind of whatever magic something for a gardener. So she said, "Can she have these?" So at spring cleanup time, one spring, we did it. We shoveled them all into buckets, threw them in her car, took it over there, and she burned them all up in her garden and spread the ash all over the place. I think we did that for, 2 or 3 or 4 years in a row. And then she finally figured that whatever, there's no special deal here, it's not worth the trouble, so we stopped doing it. And these days I do so little carving that there isn't any giant pile of wood chips around here anymore. So it's just the days hacking, whatever I do, like today it'll just be tiny chips, but on the day when I get the persuader out and do some banging, there's a bunch more chips on the floor. The girls just sweep them up and in the garbage they go. If we had a stove, they would go in the stove, When I used to visit Shimono-san, the planer, the guy who prepared the woodblocks for us, there's pictures of this in my old blog. He had what they call a maki stove in Japan, a stove for burning logs. And of course he had no problem keeping it because he had lumber and all the little offcuts and the plain scraps and everything else went into his stove. And the workshop fueled by burning cherry wood. These days I make so little waste that there's irrelevance. I could eat the stuff and it wouldn't even be noticeable. Do I have any pain carving too many hours? No, nothing, zero, nothing. We've never had anything like that, and this conversation comes up sometimes, and actually it comes up in the shop more often. Sometimes if I'm sitting here carving during a break in the day or whatever, and people come in the door, they watch me carve for a few minutes. And there's two really, really common questions. One, the first common question, of course, is the one of time. Oh my God, that's going to take you ages to get that finished, right? That's the most common question. The second one is they ask about RSI and stuff. I guess repeated strain injury, or is that the word? Something strain injury. And I simply have to say no. I have never had anything like that. None of our printers have anything like that, to my knowledge. And I've never heard of anything like that to any of the craftsmen I've met or worked with or anything. And there's two things. This conversation comes up quite a lot, and I think there's two things involved. One is that the tools and the workbenches and the system that's in place for this traditional printmaking has evolved over so many years that it's really, the kinks have been worked out of it. You know, men in this situation work at an efficient way. If there was some way of holding your tool that was going to cause injury, it would have been, flushed out of this tradition a long, long, long time ago. These days, people in offices have trouble with typewriters and stuff, but we're still new at that game because we're still, we're still trying to figure out how to do that. But in the case of some of these traditional carving and printing tools, they've been in place for literally hundreds of years, many generations. And if they were inefficient or harmful or they didn't work, people would have figured out better ways to do it. So no, quick short answer is no. We have, to my knowledge, traditional workers who don't have that kind of problem. There's calluses as a carver right there. There's a hard spot on the skin of this finger where my finger here presses against it. And each carver has his own specific little hard spots. I mean, that's really hard here. And for most of my life, that's been hard. And the printers, they have sometimes hard spots on the palm of their hand where they grip the bearing and rub it in. And one printer, Seksan, long gone now, but one of the guys who helped me when I was here in the early years, he was very proud of this. Maybe the first time I met him, I don't know, he showed me, stuck out his hand or something and showed me. And he had a massive, and I mean like a centimeter high or something, massive hard callus on the palm of his hand here. He's grinning and showing me this because he was proud of his, I forget, there's an expression for it here, these things of your body that change related to your work related, not a work injury, but a work-related change in your body, like that, like a callus. There's an expression for it, I can't remember. So of course there's that. You use your hands in a repeated motion again and again and again, and yeah, you get hard spots on your fingers and skin or whatever. In my case, back when I was doing so much work, I had this, but with a bit of a twist. Seksan was proud of showing me his huge printing callus. I stick out my hand, and there's nothing there. There's maybe a bit of red soreness in that place. But the reason for that is that I would spend maybe 2 weeks carving a set of blocks. And during that 2 weeks, my finger gets a bit hard here, and you develop those sort of carver's calluses. But then when the block set's ready, I put the carving tools away. And I would then spend the next 2 weeks printing. But because I hadn't been printing for a couple of weeks, my hand had gone all soft. I'd lost my calluses. And you start again. Ouch, 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 it's painful. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And at the end of the 2 weeks of printing, I would start to develop a hardness in the right place. But then I put the tools away and pick up the carving tools again. And this is the thing. It was really, I can't say it was a problem for me, but it was a situation. I was always, geez, that's a bit sore there. Because I didn't stick with it. I kept switching back and forth between carving and printing. There's, of course, someone that's just printing every day. Your hands get used to it, and away you go, and that's the end of the story. These days I have neither, really. I don't do enough hours at any of these benches to really get shop-worn hands. My hands now look like a typical office worker's hands. Nothing. Just paint and nothing. Nobody could tell my profession by looking at my hands. Accountant. I guess they get it right. Oh, you finally come awake, whatever. This is wood. I know it's normal wood. It's not a man-made wood. I know we use wood that doesn't have a pronounced grain pattern. If I go down to the corner of the block here, maybe you can see it. This is the natural surface of the wood. There is grain. If you look at the end, you'll see. There's the wood grain. You can see where the rings are. So it's normal cherry wood, but of course that's the whole part of our job, is we want to try and select wood that does not have a pronounced grain. If we had a wood like a pine, which is brown, yellow, brown, yellow, brown, yellow, that's hard and soft and hard and soft, and we wouldn't be able to carve across it easily and smoothly. So yes, although there's no strong grain pattern here, if we look at the other side, it might be easier to see. Here's the back of the wood. This isn't even dressed yet, it's still rough. But you can see, there it is. This is normal grain pattern. There's a tiny knot in the wood. This is Japanese mountain cherry. Oh, look who's here, look who's here. Suka, morning when you show up. How's your weekend?
That's good.
Pre-Christmas stuff?
Yeah, a little bit.
Kid all running around the room.
Yep. Making cookies.
Making cookies. I tried to put that sheet of paper on your desk, on your chair, but it blew away. So
Yeah.
it's a reminder for you for this one.
Okay.
Making cookies.
Yeah.
Did you bring some?
They were all
My
eaten.
God! Oh, he gives me this lead in. Come, you lead up like that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
They were really good though.
Well, thanks. I think we can talk about something else now. Right? It's a good start to our week, Cameron.
Thanks. Okay, I'll bring this.
Oh well. There's this single guy sitting here, you know.
Yeah. You have an oven.
What was that? What did you say?
There's an oven upstairs. You make good muffins.
I think we're getting off to a really good start. It's been really quiet. Like the
Okay.
first 30 minutes, nobody said anything.
Anything
And
at all.
I'm actually getting some work done. It's okay, not complaining. But, I think they're watching like The Grinch on Netflix or something. Or
Oh,
whatever.
good.
I have no idea what's going on. I saw some familiar names, but everybody's very, very quiet. So.
Okay. Lolly Rose, this morning to you. I just found you on the front page and I'm excited to see more. This is awesome. Front page of what?
Time magazine? What?
The front page of Twitch? I'm
I
curious.
don't think so. Not with all the bajillion streamers.
Fortnite players.
Yeah, I don't think we're on the front page of Twitch, but whatever. Unless there's an obscure link to the craft corner, and at the moment nobody else is streaming or something.
Because it's late in the night for many places.
The last thing I would want to do is be on the front page and all of a sudden have 250,000 people join in. I mean, that's not quite what we're
Lolly Rose says, front page of Twitch.
Okay, well.
Front page of Vogue, someone else says.
Hey, wait!
Wait a minute. Oh, cool. Thanks for joining us.
I'm serious. What do you mean? Like in a craft corner or something? Or what do you mean? I don't see
don't
10
know.
million people here, so I don't think.
Not seen it, but cool.
It's funny, I read a story, it was last night, I can't remember where, New York Times or whatever, one of the things that drops into my newsfeed, I can't remember. And they were talking about the sort of battle of the streaming platforms. Twitch owns it.
Yeah.
Still totally owns it. Microsoft just got their, I forget what it's called.
I forget what it's called too, but they have one.
They made up a new name, I can't remember, so I'll tell you what's going on, I guess. And then YouTube, whatever, Facebook.
Yeah.
But still, it seems that Twitch totally, absolutely owns the whole thing still.
Yeah.
So I'm happy here, whatever. I mean, we're not a typical Twitch stream, but whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
And you read those numbers. This story was given various numbers of various streamers, how many followers they have and how much revenue they have and stuff like this. This is
Yeah.
play money and whatever, nothing to do with us. But it points out for the streaming platforms themselves, people like Twitch, we are just a total, absolute, total irrelevancy,
Yeah.
And even actually Twitch itself, it's funny, I think the story mentioned, Amazon owns Twitch.
Right.
And it mentioned that even after talking about this thing, how big Twitch was and how massive it was, how many millions of dollars, how many people make a living and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And they said, it's a rounding error for Amazon.
Yeah.
I think like the profit was $250 million last year, and Amazon doesn't even notice that. Somebody blinks and it's gone, So compared to what they earn in cloud services and, like selling books and stuff, whatever. So. But it's funny, I feel happy here doing this. It's okay.
Yep.
We are a Twitcher, People see the poster outside, they grab the QR code and
Hop on. Just want to say hi, wonderful work. A lovely landscape artist sent me here. So someone else. Thank you. Glad to have lots of new faces, it seems. It was on the front page of Recommended for You.
Oh, really? I see.
So you're watching similar things.
Oh, see, yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks.
I don't think we belong on the general front page, and I don't think it would be good for us. Literally 100,000 people dropping in all of a sudden is just not going to make sense. So the chat would dissolve in chaos. And
Yeah.
we like having friends out there, but there's no way we're interested in any way whatsoever about becoming like that. And my YouTube silver play button is disappearing more and more into the distance, and I've got to get a new video up, or YouTube's algorithm is going to shut me down,
Yeah.
That's really a concern, I've got to do that. Again, last night I wasted my time completely,
Oh, no.
on the bookkeeping. I've got to get the bookkeeping up and running.
Yeah.
My problem is, we've got the new set of books has to be, so it doesn't really have to be up and running by January. It's got to be up and running by tax time. It's got to be running.
Right.
But the thing is, we're going to have transactions starting in January. Lots and lots and lots of transactions. I've got to have the bookkeeping ready so those transactions flow into the new bookkeeping system as they come in.
Yeah.
If I don't build it till March, then it's got to be built so that it can handle new ones coming in. It's got to be able to process previously stored transactions.
Right.
So it makes much more sense for me to build it now so it processes the transactions as they come in from the 1st of January.
Got it.
And I've got the 3 parts. The subscription stuff, the billing, all flows into the new system. The payments all flow into the new system. And then on your order entry part, billing and sales flow into the new system.
Got it.
But payments yet don't. And the stopping part there is because Square doesn't have an API. It doesn't give us IPNs. I mean, they have the APIs, but they don't give us IPNs.
Yeah.
So whatever. I don't want to hijack the stream of the accounting talking.
That's okay. Kodingami asks, did you make a video on the mums print, or do we have one planned? We do not have one planned.
No,
we
that was just
made a 1 or 2 minutes
Yep.
quick one on Facebook, but
That
that's
was
it.
just a project that just got done. Bang, 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 done.
Yeah. Sorry.
The next video, I think, probably really, it'll be Rachan's video. She'd almost finished.
No, I think the next one's you
But
for the end of the year
Rachan's
stuff.
going to be finished. When is she done on that? Like in a couple of days, right?
I think we're about halfway done the
That's
impressions.
all. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you were already done with that. Because if it's
No,
already
not
done,
quite.
that's an easy one to run
Yeah.
up. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking that might be done before I was ready, but all right.
No, I think not yet.
Okay. I thought it was almost finished. It was just looking so good.
Yeah. Not yet.
Okay, so I'm next up.
I think so.
Yeah, the announcement of the new series and mixed.
Yeah.
Catch up. Okay. And on a Saturday, we had a really, the show and tell. Oh my God, the stuff that showed up. It was the thing that I had thought was here Thursday when I first opened that little tiny booklet. And it wasn't that. But, so Thursday's show and tell was a total bust. You remember that?
Yeah.
I think you've got them on your desk. But Saturdays was exact opposite. It was just
really good.
One of the best pieces of stuff we've ever found done up to date. We won't be selling it, of course.
Yeah. Saying any mention of a show and tell today?
Well, no, as I mentioned when I sat down this morning to start, I don't have anything else. Nothing else has arrived, but we didn't even get through looking at that set of prints the other day, and there's probably new people here, so maybe we could take another look at it, take a peek at it. You haven't seen it?
Nope.
So we might have a bit of a repeat, or I'll just keep looking, whatever, see what the consensus is. Now, before I forget, the New Year's card addresses thing, you printed out the other day, hundreds of addresses.
Yeah.
But we need the priority addresses. We need the Japanese ones. They have to go first. The ones in Japan.
Yeah.
And you didn't give us the list of people resident in Japan.
Okay.
And then another list that you don't have, it's the not customer type people, like Iwano-san and all our Moriki-san and people like this. And that list is still on the old iMac in ClarisWorks format.
That's right.
They're not migrated to any of our sales stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get up there with you and show you how we do
Where
that.
to find those.
Yeah, and that's got to be done like today because the mailing deadline is 25th, which is
Wednesday. Got it.
So we have prints, we have everything else ready. But so please don't mind doing that.
Okay.
And I think the order box was very, very quiet over the weekend.
I saw a couple. I looked through it on the train.
Honestly, and of course, clearly the Christmas shopping season is now for us. It's not finished, even though Amazon is up to their arms in it.
Yep.
And the shop has been really good. The weekend it was chaos. It was
Really?
Chaos. People were lined up and all around.
All right.
And for comparison, I was looking in last year's sales data to try and get a handle on what's going to happen this week. And the 31st, we did over 300,000 last year.
Whoa.
The next few days are going to be nuts, and it's going to be just me. So I don't know. So online is sleeping, but the shop is waking up. So.
Got it. we can look at those prints again. They'll keep us busy for a whole week. I guess the print set is very nice. I haven't seen it.
It's kind of a bit of an anomalous set, and when I saw it on the auction, I thought I knew what it was. And when we got it, it sort of looks like what I thought it was, but there's some anomalies. The prints themselves don't match the packaging, don't match the box. It's a bit funny, and yet everything about it has the appearance of being the original production. Very, very puzzling. We'll talk about it again when we look at it in a few minutes.
Dave, what do you do with all the wood chips that are cut away? This is a while ago. Oh, okay, good. I'm just looking back to see if there's anything else I missed. Any other questions?
I think there was nothing. The stream was so quiet. The chat was so quiet.
Okay.
Jed tossed in. Jed was here.
Oh, okay. Haven't seen his name pop up since I arrived. Do you want to know what the criteria for receiving a New Year print happens to be?
There's 3 or 4 ways that people get these things. Actually, that reminds me too. There's some people that are not on the list that need to be put on there.
Okay. That I didn't recognize or yeah.
The normal ways, of course, there's the Patreon people are actually paying for it. There's a Patreon level to get the actual New Year card, and people patrons at more than 10 a month actually, of course, get it as part of their patronage, along with chippy prints. That's one group. The next group is all our current subscribers and people who have been a major subscriber during the last year are on the list to get one of these. We send it out, so thank you, thanks for subscribing to our prints, and or a set of prints during the last year, stuff like that. Then when we weren't sure what to do, Cameron and I, every year we sort of wrestle with this. People who have done some shopping with us during the year on the website, and if they've done some, quote, substantial, unquote, shopping. If people buy a $30 Hunger Club print, we can't really send another print that's the same size, and we can't afford to send another $30 print as a little gift present. Right. So we sort of thought about what the level is of looking through the web sales for the last year. And I think we set it at, what was it, about $150?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
And it's sort of arbitrary. I'm really sorry to have to say this. We just have to cut a list. Anybody that spent 150 or so with us over the past year is on the list to get one of these New Year cards. Yeah. I don't say that as a sort of spend more money and get one of these. Just that's the fact. That's what we're doing.
Had to put a cutoff somewhere.
We had to put a line somewhere. So we couldn't send it to everybody who spent $10 for the downloaded ebook.
Yeah.
So at the moment, that's what we've done, and we're still sitting now at around 800 people
to send letters to, or some different stuff to. So.
And then there's the casualists, the people who I am required to send it to for cultural reasons, like our suppliers and business associates and people like that here in Japan. Iwano-san, a pig maker, and things like this. It's nothing to do with commerce. It's the normal aisatsu, what do you call it? The greetings that's necessary to send somebody. The same with the Western people send a Christmas card. It's nothing to do. Did you buy it from me last year?
Yeah.
And that's the one I said I thought we were missing, Cameron. I know there's a bunch of people, like maybe even some people in the chat here today too, who have been regular friends and acquaintances who maybe didn't buy anything this last year.
Okay.
A woman that came on as Karen. She was here during the year, spent 6 weeks with us, printing upstairs, whatever. She's a friend / acquaintance, so that should, as a matter of common courtesy, she should be getting it. And that's the thing that falls through our checklist because it wasn't
it's not automated.
It wasn't automated as a payment. So
yeah.
So we should, or you should, or I should, or whatever. Both of us should do it and try and sit down and see if we can remember names that should be on the list in that sense. So.
Got it.
And get that done very soon.
Yeah. Karen jumps in with a smiley face.
No, but it's common sense. I don't know, whatever. I can't sit here. I'm going through this Twitch chat. Who's in and who's out? I'm sorry. It's not. Whatever. But Karen spent weeks working with us here. Fabulous. I'm the same. Yes. It's warm. Eating dinner together and working prints together. So that kind of relationship should be acknowledged by something like this. I think Same if she herself turned out to make one or something, maybe she would be polite to drop it off to us. That sort of thing.
I spend a bucket load of money on Amazon, and they are.
Well, we're not Amazon. We're trying to be That's the thing, you know. Well, who are these, quote, who are these people? And it's more, so the example, I went to see Doi-san on Tuesday.
Right.
He's not feeling well, so I just dropped in his house and I went to see him. He's a worker here. He's a total friend of ours. He's an employee, check that box. He's a friend of mine, check box. He started as a customer. He ordered some of my prints, became an acquaintance, became a friend, then became an employee.
And a supplier too. No.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
he's in all the check boxes.
Where's the categories? All the check boxes. So exactly. And we're still a small enough business, I think, that people who maybe first start, they order something on the website, they are a quote customer, just a name and an address. We know nothing about them.
Yeah.
They drop in the shop, say hello. This guy's now an acquaintance. We know who this is. 2 years later, 3 years later, still keeps coming back. Chats friendly. This person now becomes a friend. You know, we get to the stage where you can remember their name when they walk in the door, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's no clear division between any of these things. I suppose in anybody's life it's the same thing. There's these different levels of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But because ours is to a large extent commerce based,
Yeah.
you know, these things with the New Year's cards are going to people who spent X with us. It's all confused by the sales part of it. You know?
Yeah.
Is this person a customer or a friend?
Yeah.
Well, it's possible to be both, of course.
Yeah.
You know.
Doi-san gets a whole bunch of prints.
Well, we do call duplicates.
Yes.
Boy, do we ever, because we had real trouble with last year's list. Oh my God, because we print these out from different places, you know. So we're finally actually in the final stages of getting this, as part of becoming a company, the bookkeeping systems are being rationalized. And instead of the subscription software isolated there, the order entry software isolated here with different customer names for all these people, we're finally getting it rationalized after all these years. So. I mean, I think last year we printed all the envelopes and we try and color and Jacques Commandeur. There's 3 envelopes for him, you know, like, whoops, let's try and figure this out, you know. Yeah. So. The other thing too about these New Year's cards, we're calling them New Year's cards, New Year's gift prints, whatever. But we are mailing first the ones based in Japan, because the Japanese post office has a policy where anything mailed as a nengajo is delivered to the homes on January 1st.
Yeah. That must keep them so busy that day.
So we're going to do those first. And the people living overseas, there's of course no set delivery. There's no way any of you listening here on this list are going to get yours by January 1st. Yeah. It is not going to happen. We're only printed, how many we got? We only got about 200 so far. We've got a quarter of the way through printing. So this is going to happen over the next few weeks, months, next few weeks.
Next little while.
Next little while. So if you don't get one by January 1st, don't think, oh, Dave cut me off and we're not going to get one. So, you know. It is going to take a while to chew through this. And when I say a while, I mean a while in capital W-H-I-L-E.
Yeah. The summer solstice print for those overseas. No, for those in
won't be that bad.
Southern Hemisphere. Oh, no.
Oh, I see. For that one, yeah. Keep muttering me out, right? The last week or so, we've had tons of Australians, of course, because many people from there are on holiday.
Right.
The ones who aren't burned out. But,
yeah.
we're talking about stream vacation and break and stuff. I know. They were asking what we have for Christmas, and not really. The next stream will be the 26th, right?
Right,
That's
yeah.
Thursday, normal
That's
for us,
Thursday.
normal working day, normal
Yep.
everything. Then the Saturday will be the same for us. And Monday the 30th or Monday the 31st? Monday is the 30th.
30th, yeah.
It'll be a normal stream day for me. You'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be
It's a
here.
Normal day.
Yeah.
And then the one after that, Thursday
January
the 2nd.
right.
There's no way I'll be off. I have my plans for work I want to get done. But I really, really, really want to desperately try and concentrate and get not distracted.
Yeah.
And work on
Got it.
which means not letting anything, anywhere, anyhow get in the way.
So no stream on the 2nd.
There'll be no stream on the 2nd. We'll post about it on the Twitch page.
Right.
2nd for me, which means the
Evening
Evening
of
of
the
New Year's
first
Day.
for many of you, yeah.
we've almost got the chart of accounts ready and finished and set up. And
All right.
Madison really helped with that a lot.
Oh, good, good.
The Japanese terminology,
Yeah.
accumulated depreciation. I have no idea what this is in Japanese.
Yeah.
He's helped me a lot with this. So
That's excellent.
it's fun for him too. He's a little bit in out of his depth. He's only like in second year, but he's still.
Yeah.
It's
So he knows his terms. And
He knows his term stuff, and it's a really interesting chance for him to put some of this into practice instead of just doing stupid textbook exercises. So, and it's really good for him to see how this works in practice.
Koriangami asks, when is Dave going to Ome to print those, quote, missing prints?
What I've done is I've sent the blocks here, and I've sent the paper here. And the paper is sitting beside me.
Okay.
It's in a folder here. The paper is here somewhere. And the blocks are waiting for me upstairs.
All right.
There's no way I can go to do it in Ome, so we're going to be doing it here. But I got a little tiny reprieve. I know Yasui-san, gave me the word on this. Dave, we are now out. There are none left.
Yeah.
But what it did was she didn't want to tell me this next part, but she did. She said it's going to be 3 months or so before the next person gets to number 12.
Got it.
And I said, you didn't need to tell me that, did you?
Yeah.
She said, no, I know, because it just means you're going to delay for 3 more months.
Yeah.
So I said, I have to delay it. I got to do the bookkeeping. I got to get the next video ready. I can't do that now.
Yeah.
And she said, it'll be worse in the springtime. I said, I know, but I can't help it. By spring, I might be dead, and then it won't be a problem anymore, so. She just laughed and laughed and cried and cried and laughed and cried.
Yeah.
She said, whatever, it's up to you. And I'm like, I know it's up to me. Thank you. See you in 3 months.
See you in 3 months. Oh, good.
What can I do, Karen? I'm sorry, I'm laughing and crying at the same time. Anyway, the stuff is here. We were moving ahead glacially, step by step. The paper is here ready.
Yep.
And the blocks are here ready. It's just good when I do actually start printing that. It'll be good to, maybe we can do a video or something about whatever. It'll be another
1 decade on this.
lovely have a chance to wake up
Yeah.
and I'll talk about that series.
Yeah, for sure. Villager Vince asks about block I don't know. It says the motivational student woodblock, a tiger one was shown on stream. Oh, I know the student woodblock, this one, but I don't know about tigers. This would be the student one I would think about the student holding the...
I guess so, yes. We have 3, there are 3 wood blocks. We got 6 altogether, 3 key blocks and 3 color blocks.
Right.
And we have 1 here right now in Asakusa. The other 2 are still over in the Ome workshop. I've opened them and had a peek at them.
Yeah.
Haven't printed them yet. One is a New Year view of a crane and Mount Fuji and the rising sun. And one, and I still have not even unwrapped it from the plastic, it says tiger in bamboo forest.
Oh, okay. Got it. So there is another tiger one.
But I have not even seen it.
We haven't seen it, yeah.
It's over in Ome, and it's really not a priority for me to have a look at that right now. I'm sorry. So that's what you're talking about. That's what that is, but I can't remember. I can't imagine you picked up that much of a detail on it. So, Oops. somebody's going upstairs.
Wonder who. It's 9:12. I don't know how much time you want to show.
Oh, well, we're repeating it, so I want to go over the whole book. Give me 10 minutes or something.
Okay.
If I can get this tree finished, maybe. Let's see. That's good this morning. What have I done this morning? I did this. Where did we start? I had come here. So this today was this group of trees here around it and down. So assuming I get this finished in a few minutes, so that'll be 90 minutes to do a group like that. So you can see, you know, on a normal day's work, if I zoom out a bit more, it's taking me 90 minutes to do that. So on a full day's work, I could have done, for example, say, you know, this is wide open area to show.
Yeah.
Hour and a half there. So that, so maybe a day, I'm guessing, so something like that would be a day's work. So 2 days, 3 days. I think 3/4 days would be this block finished on normal. So people are getting a distorted view of this. Oh my God, it takes Dave months to do this, months to do this. But it's actually not the case, you know.
Because you work 90 minutes
It's just all we see
3
is a
times a
tiny
week.
snapshot. Yeah, exactly. 90 minutes 3 times a week, and I get a distracted 90 minutes 3 times a week, you know. So I'm really a bit feel sad about this, that we get a distorted viewpoint about what this work is like. It's actually really efficient, it's pleasant, peaceful, calm, it's the best work on the planet, you know. And yet we don't catch that from this stream. You know. I think the best way to maybe emphasize that is, even though this is what you see from Dave doing this, Neko Hakkei itself is prints just fly out here every month, and we've done this now for years and years and years and years. Every month, a new print flies out of here, fully carved like this, key block, full set of color blocks. Stuff is getting done. You know.
Asking me about what I got in the Secret Santa thing. I got a fun bag from one of the staff members with a small plush moose for my son.
For it.
Yeah. And some snacks, chocolates and gummy bears and things, and something I've not used before, but I look forward to using. Bath salts that smell like a pinewood forest, it said, and pour it into your tub. And we have a nice Japanese tub that I like to soak in sometimes, so smell like walking through the forest, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. Some cool stuff.
It was strange that day, though, you know. You had taken yours earlier, you know.
Oh, someone told me to, so I was doing what I was asked, and then realized that no one else was also going at the same time. So, but any news about the Gampi? Is it ready for us to order? We can. Nope, but
we've got some copy paper in-house now. We're moving close to it, but just with the chaos that's gone on for us at this end of year, we haven't yet organized how to cut it and price it and ship it. I'm sorry, it's coming closer. I know we sort of, it seems like we're teasing these things to people. I'm sorry, we're not really trying to tease. We're just, some of these projects take time to put together. And, I do have a couple of rolls of gummy paper now upstairs. There's still a bit of an unknown factor is that how much the supply is going to come through. So if I sell all of this stuff, I have nothing for myself. So we're not still quite sure how regular the supply is going to be. But in the short term right now, yes, it's here. We're going to decide what to do with it. We need to figure out how to ship it. We were asking people, do you want it in cut sizes, A4 or whatever, do you want it in full sheets? And overwhelmingly, people want it in full sheets. So you do their own cutting, their own sorting out. Yeah. Which means we have to find shipping
in tubes and things.
Shipping tubes. And, figure that out. I think you said you had some.
Yeah, so I'm going to order some. With,
some samples? Or,
I'll get. Except they ask for a
minimum
of 50 or so. So I think I'll find another company.
Then what you can do, if you want to try some samples at retail, go to Shimojima. Oh, look who's here, Nick. How you doing? You were on, Nick.
Oh,
the last one. Oh, God.
Oh, all right.
I built the chatbot.
So.
Well, very nice to meet you in person.
Oh, never met before?
No. Oh, yeah. I keep missing you every time.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
he was earlier. He was here.
Yeah, I saw your name earlier.
It was interesting watching calm, easy talking during rush hour
Yep.
Tokyo Metro.
Yeah.
There wasn't much talking or anything going on here. Hey,
No,
just
true.
get in the camera so people can see what you're doing, or
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I'll move on.
this is it your name is okay, so right? Whatever.
Yeah. The Last Known God.
Okay,
That's me.
Who's responsible for the support
bot.
on the robot? So, you were talking about setting up a company. So what's
I
this? You're
am,
going to be
yeah.
permanent here? Or what's the anything secret or
Yeah,
not?
it's tricky. I don't know. I started dating this girl, and she's worried about me getting denied a visa at the border because I'm technically on a tourist visa every time I come in.
Into Japan, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Land the cones for that.
should I sit?
No.
It's okay.
So you want to get things more stable?
Yeah. So I'm going to start a company. Whether or not that turns into a visa or not, I think the company just gives me an excuse for immigration not to deny me coming back. So,
But as an individual entrepreneur, isn't there a limit of how much money you need to own a bank and all that kind of stuff?
yeah, I need
don't
like
know the routine.
5 million,
Or something like that, or-
5 million in capital to qualify for a visa. But
For setting up, I mean,
to start the company, I don't think I need any.
no, nothing.
Yeah.
Next time.
So,
So,
yeah.
but these days, is it easy to do that, like to get that kind of a visa, or is it just a formality, or are they still making it
So
tough?
it's interesting. Fukuoka City is offering a startup visa, which is like specifically geared at like tech entrepreneurs.
Because they're trying to build a new Silicon Valley.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But wait, but a city can't control visas. That's national.
I have no idea how this works, but apparently it's Fukuoka
Somebody knows
City.
somebody knows somebody who.
Apparently, so what it is it's kind of like a pause button on the business manager visa. So it gives you time to set up the company, get bank accounts, get customers, employees, and after like a year's time, then you apply for a business manager visa. So, cool.
I guess in my time, the national government's all hip about this regional development, get people out of Tokyo and stuff like that. So
Yes,
if you
this is
promise
part of
not
it.
to set foot in Osaka or something for
Yeah.
10 years, maybe, or,
entirely
or
possible.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So but would you live down there, or you're based here?
Hard to say. So if I do anything, I'm probably going to start like a co-working space or something. So
Or what that?
like a office.
Start a WeWork.
Yeah,
You'd be the
exactly.
next.
Yeah, we'll see.
But these days, when you look at the job listings, see, I'm at Yahoo auctions. You have to be a Yahoo member to be on Yahoo auctions.
Right.
And I guess they know I'm a foreigner, so they keep putting these sidebars with all the job offers. And somehow they know I'm something to do with IT. I have no idea what. So I get these job offers for IT, and like all these companies are looking for people that can do front end JavaScripts and blah 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 blah. And the numbers are insane. The numbers are insane. So I don't know what skills you have that you can document. But my God, there's work available like an insane.
My girlfriend just graduated from a coding boot camp, and she's trying to get into the tech world as well. And I just went to some job meetup, and people, like every company there was like, "Here's my card, please call me."
Yeah,
talk
they're
to me."
desperate. They're absolutely desperate. So and every one of these job listings says visa bank,
Right,
no
exactly.
problem.
Yeah. If I really wanted to, it would not be a problem to get a job here, but.
But do you want to?
Not what you want to do, yeah, and work for a Japanese.
The salaries in the States are a lot better.
Okay, but some of these
similar,
numbers here are now starting to play the game because they're recognizing.
It's true.
And these job listings were for a foreigner living in Japan with these kind of skills.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you.
But what a lifestyle, who knows?
Yeah, the thing with me specifically is because I don't live, I'm 100% remote, and because I don't live in one country long enough to be considered a tax resident to anyone, I don't owe anyone taxes.
At the moment, yes.
So-
But yes. That's a party you want to keep going for as long as possible. Yeah.
If I can keep it going for a little longer, that would be nice.
Okay, but if you do the company thing, you can separate that. The company is its own.
Exactly.
Unless do you need to be a resident to have a company? I don't.
I don't think so.
Japanese companies can be owned by
They
non-residents.
can, but I think the tricky part is like bank accounts. Like, there's no provision that says foreigners can't get a bank account, but the banks apparently are very, very conservative.
Yes. We've discovered that the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Extremely. And they have to be, because recently the government has been slapping them with huge fines.
Yeah.
And the banks are all now, instead of paying $50 million in fines, they make sure that we are.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw something like there was some minor crash with like share housing that wasn't doing well, and some bank was issuing loans that people couldn't pay back, and like ever since then, the bank's just kind of seized up and they're like, we're not giving anybody anything. So
Not Suruga Bank or something. I think I know what I mean.
yeah, I figured if I'm going to do something in Fukuoka, like if I float some cash their way, they're not used to seeing, 5 million yen right out the door. I'm like, okay, maybe a regional bank might be more willing to work with me than some big Mizohu or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. 5 million yen is, from the bank's point of view, there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's nothing preventing them. They just don't want to.
Yeah. It's okay. So that stage of life, then big changes coming, and
Yeah.
the free, easy single life might be perhaps. Yeah. Well, like I say, we get to this. Some of us back into it. Some of us drive right into it.
Asking, do you still want to do show and tell, or saying,
so,
we got to see the last known god, and he's telling lots. So.
Telling lies? What did you say?
No, telling lots. So got lots of show and tell.
Okay.
Our visitor this morning.
I was trying to finish this last corner of the trees here.
Yeah.
What time is it?
23.
Oh, okay. Let me finish this tree. It'll be 1 minute if I don't get excited here and crack the blade or something. And then just quickly crack that show and tell, okay, just to show people who didn't see what it was for the day. You haven't seen it yet, have you?
I have not.
And it was just the usual thing. So, on Yahoo auctions, which had kind of indeterminate photography, it looked clear to me it was woodblock prints, unlike the one we saw last year, which turned out to be printed matter. But this one is to die for. Oh, that's to die for. Here we are. My trees are finished in 90 minutes. Good. Finally sealed. Get this out of the way.
There you go.
Grab a chair. I don't know. Nick, there's these stools and stuff. No, what about being on the camera? Come on, see what's going on. But I can't. It's up to you. You can run a park camera because I can't see what we're doing here. So okay.
Block everyone see.
Okay, here. I know Yahoo auctions last week. I paid $1 million. No, not $1 million. 18,000 for this, not $18,000. We're talking yen, 18,000 yen, which is what, 160 bucks these days, 165 somewhere around there. And I wasn't worried about that because I knew it's woodblock prints and there's 30 of them. So even if it turned out that I didn't want to keep them, able to sell them, we have lots of margin in there to sell them in the shop. It is Ando Hiroshige Edo Hakkei no Uchi. Oh, somebody on yesterday's chat, somebody read this for us. I was asking Kawai-san, please read this. And somebody on the chat says it's pop.
Yeah.
And I've already forgotten what it is. What do you forgot what it is? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's 30 scenes from the famous. I had to do it last week. I spent so much time talking about it, I didn't have a chance to see what it was. It's woodblock prints. 30 from the set of 100, reduced size down to almost postcard size, done in 4 groups: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. They've taken a selection of 30. And then here, pass a couple of these. Just look at these guys. Get it near the light. The quality is just to die for. The carving is staggering. What I wanted to do the other day, what I didn't have a chance to do, I want to get this under the microscope because I want to see if this is really wood blocks or if these are metal key blocks. So excuse me a second, I'm going to zoom in under the scope here for part of this. And under the scope you can tell, because you can see places where the knife pops off little bits of each of the lines when it's too small. And if they're drawn, you'll get places where the lines, the brush stroke crosses. So give me a minute to try and find a couple of places here that might tell. It's carved. It's carved. This is carved in wood. Like this little window of the castle wall here. He tried to put the little vertical lines in the window and popped, there's 2 of them popped off there. And if this had been drawn and photographed, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry, I can't get the scope in that close, but this is carved. Yep, there's little pops and nicks all over the place. Right here, same thing. He tried to carve that line of kite string, it popped through the vertical line. This is a real 100% honest to goodness carving job. And look at the scale of my finger here.
They didn't have the technology then to carve it large and scale it down with metal.
No. This is all carved at the size. I mean, they must have photographically reproduced. The original prints were oban size. They would have taken a photograph of it, or maybe photograph of the key block for a reproduction. No idea. Scale that down photographically to make the paper hunched up to paste on the wood. That's okay. But no, this all it's ever. It's totally, absolutely hand carved. Really beautiful, really beautiful. And the printing is just so smooth and clean. And I was talking earlier in the stream, the anomaly for me now, the box, although it's sort of antique, it's a Polonia box, which is kind of old. I know, of course, the antiquing is a separate story, but the box is old. The prints have got to be pre-war. They've got to be. There's never anybody in the post-war has done work of this level. But the packaging, the white sheets, are the kind of packaging we see in the post-war packaging. So is it just been repackaged? I don't think so, because each one of the packages has a little gray mark printed on it to show the ladies who were doing the packaging where to mark the print.
Yeah.
I don't think you see, was that showing? No.
Yeah.
Here, there's a pre-printed mark. So this packaging was made for this series of prints. I don't know.
Yeah.
The answer will have to come from one place. Doi-san, who has lots and lots of old magazines and books from the middle of the 20th century, there's advertisements in there. And in the back pages, a book of ukiyo-e, a magazine about ukiyo-e prints, there's lots of advertising in the back.
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful source of information. They show a picture of the thing, here it is, subscribe to it, it costs you 60 cents per month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that will give us the publication date and who made this. So we just have to wait until we see that at some point. This is the kind of job that interns could do. Go through all the back copies of these magazines, looking for these ads, putting them in a database to help us correlate this thing. Interns required. No idea. Speak ancient Japanese.
Speak ancient.
Anyway, there we have it. Okay. And there's 30 prints now. We didn't even get to the bottom of the pile the other day. And these are going to be wonderful, wonderful items in this collection. When I read yesterday's stream at lunchtime, a bunch of people had asked about this. Dave, are you going to photograph this, scan this, get it on the website? It's on our list of things to do. We have literally now thousands and thousands of such prints that could become a beautiful showcase on our website. Mm-hmm. They're going to be in our exhibition space upstairs. People are going to come and shop, go upstairs, take a look at the exhibition, rotate every 2 months, 3 months, whatever. When that's actually going to happen, if it's actually ever going to happen, I don't know. But that's the plan for this sort of stuff. Step 1 for us, accumulate it, preserve it, hold it, understand it. Step 2, communicate it, show it to the world. It's the kind of stuff that's ignored, completely ignored by all real museums. The British Museum or the French National Library or the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. They don't even blink twice. They never look at this sort of stuff. And there's a huge gaping hole in the history of Japanese traditional printmaking, the 20th century. Because the real academics and museums have just ignored it. They care about originals. And that's okay. You go ahead and do your job there. But there is a lot of stunningly beautiful, interesting stuff made as reproductions through the 20th century. It looks like we're going to be the place to go to preserve this, at least in the short term. Okay, guys, that's it. Let's get out of here. I've got a ton of things to do. Thanks, Vic, for dropping by, saying hello, and we'll things to talk about here. A stream, what is it? Today's Monday. I will be in Thursday. It'll be the day after Christmas.
Yep.
I can tell you
Christmas
all
for
Christmas
many
friends. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It'll be Christmas Day evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week. And I'll be, you know what I'll be doing? Carving some more cat pictures. Thanks much, guys. Thank you. See you. There you go. Look at this. We can see water by sun. Pretty.
Yeah.
Sweeping up outside. Okay, signing off.
Oh, and now we're off.
Oh, it unplugged. Okay, all right, good enough. Okay, the stream is still running. Up it goes. Okay, guys, bye-bye. Thanks again. That's one way to shut